Hey there everyone, this is the newest video here. We have what's going to be the first kind of video. It's a dealer recap, my perspective of a dealer at a card show. In this case, this was the Eastgate Mall card show in Cincinnati, Ohio from this past Saturday, April 19th, 2025. And yeah, it'll probably be a continuation of this series. I set up at card shows every now and again. It's a way that I like to try and sell and deal cards. And as you're going to see today, it was a pretty, overall, what I would call pretty successful. So what we have here, we'll go through, I took a picture of all of the deals that I made. Long day, we'll say probably the hardest thing about it, it's just a long day. I left about 7 a.m. or so, took an hour and a half to get up there. And probably got home around 5 o'clock after about a 2-hour drive because there were storms and rain. So probably the biggest downside was a long day. That is one of the bad things about setting up kind of outside your more local area, such was in the case of this. But overall, I do think it was pretty worthwhile. As you'll see here, I think I have something like 16 or 18 deals or so that I'm going to go through. The first one here, nothing too significant, was a couple $1.50 cards. Next time I do it, I'll take a couple pictures of my setup so I can kind of show you what I brought. But I had a 2-row box. One row was filled with 50-cent cards, and the rest were priced up from $1 to anywhere from $5 to $10, mostly like 50-cent dollar cards. So in this case, that's what this deal was. And that had come, honestly, I think almost an hour or so after I'd been set up. It started very slowly, but after that deals started to trickle in for the rest of the day until I started to pack up around 3 o'clock. So next deal here, we have the first kind of more higher end deal that I had. So I sold this Albies, Acuna, and Jackson Jobe auto. Albies really cool card here. You can kind of see it's this Sterling on card dual relic. It's a really nice looking card. So I sold all those for $150. I had them priced out at $170, I believe. I was pretty comfortable doing that. That Jackson Jobe, I think I paid like either $5 or $10 for it too. So that was pretty easy to make money there. Pretty easy deal here. Sold this Tyler Stevenson Sapphire auto for $20. Didn't take any negotiating. The guy just walked up and handed me $20. Nice guy. Pretty good. This was the first graded card I sold today, this Shohei Ohtani Freshman Flash PSA 10. I had it marked for $150, and the gentleman came up after negotiating. I think he first said $130, and I countered with $140. Said I wanted to be closer to my asking price, and that was met there. So I got $140 out of that. I think I had about $70 into this after grading, and what I bought the card raw from might have been actually $40, so I did really well on that for sure. This was a break-even deal. I bought this Freddie Freeman card a couple months ago with the intentions to grade it, but it wasn't quite. I think it definitely would have got either an 8 or a 9, so I decided just to kind of bring it and sell it here today. I got offered $20 for it, so since that was my break-even price, I said sure. So not a fun deal, but not a bad deal by any means. Easy deal here. I had a Nick Lodolo card. People had walked up and picked this card up like 5 or 6 times, and I knew it was inevitable that someone would buy it. Next one was easy deal. Had this Bubba Chandler card. I bought this months ago in either like a $3 or $2 dollar bin. I had it marked for $20, and he offered $15, and I said, okay, all good there. This was a bigger assortment deal. We have a Goldschmidt, Matt Shaw, and Manny Machado. I think total, let's see, there's 60. I had it for $110, and the guy wanted to do it for $100, and I said that was fine. So that's only $10 off my asking price. So Shaw there in the middle, kind of taking an L on that one, a slight loss on that. He's a guy that I have invested some money in. I usually choose a couple guys every offseason to pump some money into some of their cards, and so far he has done really bad. He already got sent back down to AAA, so at least I'm getting out of one of them, but yeah, it kind of sucks for me right now. I have several of his cards, so. But that's kind of how prospecting goes. If you do it, you kind of know the risk, but it can definitely be a reward at times. This was a small kind of bargain box deal. Very cool Cognac card that I had there of Carlton Fisk. That's an SP out of 2011 update. I think I said like just $8 for all of it. The other two were 50-cent cards. Then we have just a very small dollar box deal. I think I said like $5 for this stuff. There's a Kyle Tucker dollar rookie card hiding under there. Here we have a PSA 9 Trout Ohtani from Ohtani's rookie year, and then an Aaron Judge Heritage Rookie Cup, or however you call that. Got offered $25 on it, and I said that's fine with me. That Judge, I think I probably picked that out of like a dollar bin. I'm pretty sure there was a dollar box, I think, I don't know, probably a couple months ago at a show that had like 3 or 4 of those, and I got them all, so that was a pretty cool deal. This was by far the largest deal I did in terms of monetary amount today, or that day. And up until this point, I feel like it was like 1:30, and I was actually thinking about packing up because there had been a lull, and I was getting a little distraught. There hadn't been, up to this point, a lot of big deals, but this was the one that probably definitely made it worth it for sure. So we have here first, we have a stack there. You can kind of see with that Curtis Granderson. There was about $80 of value and stuff in there. We agreed to call it $70. A lot of that stuff in the dollar box, it's nice to move a lot of volume and stuff in there. And I set out probably like some $10 to $20 cards, like that Freddie Freeman one, and he picked up a couple of those. And I think originally I counted up to around 80, and we just called it 70. So, and then after that, he wanted this. I had another version of that Machado. This is a Hank Aaron relic that I had, and then a couple graded cards. We have an Acuna 2017 Bowman's Best Refractor PSA 9 auto. Kind of taking a slight L on that. I didn't mind holding it, but if someone gave me 150 for it, it's one of them where, I can recoup most of my money. I might take a loss. I might be taking a loss of like maybe 10 or $20 on it. So not anything like crucially big. And then I had some other autos here, a Yelich that I graded months ago now, and then a Chris Sale, basically close to breaking even on those, so not a huge profit, but good to move kind of some cards that aren't huge money makers by any means. So total, we came out to about 400. I think when we added everything up, it was like 440 or something like that. And so he said 400, and I was fine with that. So pretty satisfied with this deal. Not a huge sum of like overall profit on this deal, but good to, like we kind of said, move money to get back into things. Oh, hold on, skipped one. Move some money to get back into some other things. So it was really nice to get a lot of money too, because up to that point, like I said, I had felt a little deflated, but this kind of reinvigorated me, and I ended up staying for a little bit while longer and made several other deals, as we'll get into here. This was a cool deal for me. This guy came up, said he wanted the Garrett Cole, and he had this Michael Harris, and he offered me to trade this Cole for the Harris plus $30. And I said, oh yeah, that's definitely going to work for me, because the Harris card is, I would say easily a $30 card or so, and getting $30 on top of that is a good deal. Plus Garrett Cole, he's out for a long time, and I had bought this at like right before he got injured for $40. So I was just trying to get my money back on that. So that was a really cool deal. I had to ask the guy twice. I was like, wait, what? Because I just didn't believe that, he's basically given me that Harris card. But, he said he really wanted to get rid of it. So I was like, sure, I will take that all day. The next one here, this was a card I graded a while back. This really cool Mickey Mantle refractor. It's numbered out of like 800 or something like that. I actually got this for free out of some card that I bought on eBay. The guy just threw it in to be nice, and looked it up on comps, and it was actually a pretty decent kind of mid-range card. So I decided to grade it. Didn't get a crazy grade, and since I had no money invested in it, not taking a huge loss or anything since it was free. So a guy came up, was interested. He offered 30. I had 20 in it, so I was like, yeah, that's fine. Figured it'd be kind of a harder card to move anyway, so. Next one here, pretty much breaking even on this one. I don't even know why I graded this, honestly. This James Wood. I bought it for $5. Maybe that's why. I had only $5 in it, in a lot in the off season, and it got a 9. So even if it got a 10, I don't think, it'd be worth a crazy amount. I think my logic was the guys I've been grading with, they had been $25 and they were running it at 20, so I was like, what the heck? So no harm there. And then this was the last sale that we had here. So the Cole Palmer on the right, the auto was mine. And then I did a cash plus trade for this numbered Declan Rice that you see right there. And then this numbered Cole Palmer rookie. Each of them seem to be at least about 30 in value or so. So I think we're looking at about what I wanted on my asking price for that Cole Palmer auto in terms of its value. I'll probably hold that Cole Palmer I got because he's not in the greatest form right now, until he hopefully picks it up. I'm a really big Chelsea fan, so let's hope that happens. And it was just great. The guy was really nice, and he had a lot of soccer. I just don't see a lot of soccer, so it was nice for that. And then this was my only pickup just of outright buying. It was this home field advantage, Bryce Harper. I bought it for $30. I think I'll try to sell it for like $45 or $40, I feel like. And given the fact that I sold a lot of raw at this show, trying to replenish maybe for down the road. So overall, this was a really, really good time. I met a lot of nice people and dealers. The two guys particularly in between me, that were next to me, they were very friendly. Did, however, encounter probably the rudest customer. I've set up at probably 10 to 15 shows now, and out of all of them, this guy was easily the rudest. I spent some time. He was interested in some cards, and to keep it short, without getting into full, as soon as I made him the offer, he just walked away. Before that, he was very kind of a rude tone as well, and it almost seemed like he was trying to talk down my cards, their value. Like the cards in question, for example, he told me that it was Christian Campbell. He told me that he hasn't even played in the MLB yet, and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like one of the better rookies right now in the American League. So I don't know if he just genuinely doesn't know what he's talking about, or if he just was trying to play down my cards a little bit so he could get a good deal. But yeah, it was really weird. And then there was a guy next to me that called out a guy for trying to sell him and trade fake cards that he had previously called him out at a previous show. So that was kind of an interesting interaction. But other than that, more so positive. Like I said, I met some nice people for the first time. I saw some people that I had previously been around with shows. And yeah, overall, I'd say it was worth it. It was a long day, but I moved a lot of nice stuff and made some good money. So probably would maybe try to set up again in the future, maybe if time allows. So speaking of setting up, not sure when my next one will be. I wanted to set up at the Midwest Monster coming up here soon, in a little bit over a month, but I think I'm just going to end up walking that. It's such a great show to walk. So yeah, I don't know when my next setup show will be, but I'll probably have some kind of recap like this. I've found it kind of fun to go through here and, analyze these. So, But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and hit a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. All right, thanks for watching again.